back to College Hill Farm. Well, the last time I did a barrel melt, I was trying to make a part that would go into this. Well, I couldn't get it to work. One of the reasons I couldn't get it to work is because when I tried to mold it, the plastic shrunk and it cracked. Okay? So I'm getting the idea that maybe you have to put this plastic together, machine it, and it won't crack like that. So that's what I'm setting about doing today, is I want to make layers of this blue barrel. You saw me cut it out there. I'm going to make layers of this blue barrel, 2 inch, where there's 2 or 3 or 4 layers of this stacked on top of each other, in hopes that I can make it so that such that it all sticks together and it's a one uniform mass without cracking apart. So to start with that, I'm going to wash it. I'm going to wash it off good. I'm going to wash all of it so that it can stick to each other. See how much dirt? I'm sure I should probably use some acetone or something like that on it, but I'm just going to try and do it with water right now. I'm trying to get by with this as cheap as possible. The whole idea here is to do this on the cheap. Okay? You know me, I'm all about the cheap. And homesteading is all about mend and make do. Well, what if I couldn't get these parts? And just so you know, I found one of these on eBay for $30. Okay, I went ahead and bought it, because I'll never get that out of there. I can machine it out, but I'll never get that out of there and make this to where it's going to do what I want it to do. So I bought one. I actually found 2, and I bought them both, 60 bucks. And I've already got them on the saw, but the saw is tough going up and down. The saw's going to have to be lubricated. I'll show y'all how to do that in a future video. So, but as far as these parts go, I've got a part that I need to do on my tractor. It's a part that goes on it's a plastic piece that goes on the handle that you move the bucket up and down. That handle is wore off, and every now and then I go by and knocks the skin off my knuckles as I'm moving my hand across it, because the handle is worn down and there's just that bolt sticking out. So yeah, I'm going to have to see if I can fix that. But first I have to come up with a way to get the plastic to fix it. So this is where I'm starting. I'm going to start with this and then just come along with the ride. For the ride, it might work, it might not. I have no idea. Okay, I've never done this before. And that's the way about our channel. We do stuff that we've done before. We do stuff we haven't done before. We try crazy stuff sometimes. Okay? So we try just a little bit of everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can cut this with my radial arm saw. So I'm going to put it up here. Start off by cutting just a little piece off. It may splinter it and throw it everywhere. Watch your eyes. Cut it on the return. Now I know this saw will cut that. I'm going to set this saw up to cut some strips. And the way I do that is I'll just bring this over. I'll measure 2 inches to the saw and set that at 2 inches. May have to do it on the other side. I don't want to do it on the other side. Let's see. Maybe that's going to be my 3-inch piece. Set that at 3 inches. Alright, Joel, you know how you can do it. Alright, put this over here and set it at 3 inches. I'll pull you around here where you can see what's happening. This just gets clamped onto here like this. Okay, and then I'll move that to where it's 3 inches from the saw blade. Almost there. That's 2.5. Right there, 3 inches. So now, let's cut some 3-inch strips. One. Oh, I didn't cut that one all the way through. So now what I've got some 3-inch strips that I can mold together. So I'm going to cut off these in 3-inch strips again. Now what I've got a block that will be nearly, how thick is that? Yeah, that's almost 3/4 of an inch thick. If I put these on it, two, yeah, that's a full 1 inch. Full 1 inch thick. So now, let's get these in the oven. Okay, the last time we did that, we got some pieces that look like this. This is burned, okay? I think what happened was, I think I turned up the heat too much. I got impatient about it doing its thing, and I turned up the heat too much, and it burned the plastic. Well, this time, get all this out of here. This time I don't want to do that. This time I want the plastic to just melt. So I'm going to take this plastic and put it in here like this so that it's all, well, can't hold on to it. So that it's all arranged in such a way that it can heat evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven on, but it don't stay on. Okay, and I'm going to set it at 300 degrees. Now I won't put this in here until it comes up to temperature. And then we will put the plastic in there. I got to get the one I dropped. We'll put the plastic in there once it gets up to temperature. Okay, while we're waiting on that to come up to temperature, let's go ahead and make our mold. Okay, we're going to use a mold. I think that's the only way that this is going to be accomplishable. What I've got some 3/4 inch finished plywood, a scrap that I had, and I'm going to make a mold with it. Okay, the way this should work is this goes here, like that, then one there, want the smooth side, like that, and another one like this, smooth side, like that, this one, and then one here. Needs to be trimmed down just a little. Two of these are bigger than the other two. Oh, here's the bigger one. Yeah. Okay, these are 2 ends, that's 2 ends, and that's the bottom, and this is what's going to press down. So, yep, let's get those assembled. Okay, our oven's up to temperature. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these screws, smooth side, screw it right like that. A wide one. Just start it like that. There I've got my box, my mold. The plastic goes in there, and then this goes right down in there. Well, I'll have to cut it off some more. The idea here is, and I'm going to use this smooth part, is that you put your plastic down in here, then that goes down in, and then I'll clamp it to make the plastic adhere to each other. Okay? We'll see how it works. Okay, it's been heating a while. Let's see how my plastic is doing. See if it's ready. Use a welding glove. I want to use my left-handed glove because I'm going to do the other stuff right-handed. I'm going to use a welding glove to get that out. There's no smell at 300 degrees. So, yeah, this has been in there a while. And if you can see, those are all bent up. So I'm going to pull them out, put them in the mold, and see if we can mold them. Oh. Well, if I can get them out of the mold, if I can get them out of the oven, I may only have to be able to do a couple of them. Come on, get down there. I'm just going to do 2 for this test. And I know there are some of you say that, oh, but that'll burn the wood. No, it's 300 degrees, so it shouldn't have any effect whatsoever on the wood. Come on now. May have to devise a better clamping system. There's one. Put this back in there. Let it continue to stay hot. I've probably let this cool too much already by not being ready. Might not let it get hot enough too. Okay, we'll let that sit for 10 minutes or so, and we'll see if it's stuck together. Okay, let's take this apart. Remember, we're experimenting together. I've never done this, so this is all new to me too, and you're just getting to come along for the ride. Well, that was loose. It was tight when I left it, when I put it on there. take this one off. Still hot. But it looks like it might be fused together. We'll test it here in a minute. Let it cool off. It's still too hot for me to handle. I should have waited longer. Okay, I can't wait no longer. So, let's see if we can cut off a piece of this and see if it thinks it's stuck together. Okay, I had some ineffective pressing, okay, but where it did press, there's not even a seam showing. That's pretty awesome. Right here, see, that's adhered right together. You can't tell where they stop. So if I can get enough pressure on this, see, I didn't get enough pressure. There was a bent up place here and there was a little void. If I can get enough pressure to get rid of those voids, yeah, maybe I need a shop press. But maybe I just need to be better at getting it into the clamps. I've still got more over here, so we'll have to try another one. It'll be exactly the same. I'll just show you the result. Okay, with this one I got 3 blocks in. One block I couldn't get out of the oven thing, so I got 3 blocks in, and I pressed this just as hard as I could make it go this time. I can't make it go any farther than that. That's it. So I clamped this as tight as I can clamp it. The other time I didn't clamp it nearly this tight. So we're going to see. It'll take a little while. Okay, this time I waited nearly 30 minutes. The form still feels warm, so I don't know. I may be messing up. But hopefully it's cooled enough till it's going to be as cool as it's going to be. I got to come up with a better system of clamping. But this is a first try. I think I should get an A for effort. Now, I knew that using just wood to clamp these would be just fine. And I'll tell you why. Because I only heated these to 300 degrees. The kindling temperature of paper is 415 degrees. So it's not going to catch this wood on fire. Okay, that's what I was afraid would happen. I was afraid it would get stuck down in there. Yeah, okay. So that means I got to take this apart. So I wanted to put it together with screws. There's that one. Take 2 sides off. That ought to let anything come out. Look at there. That looks like a solid chunk of HDPE plastic. Okay? Is it still warm? Yeah, it's still pretty hot. As a matter of fact. See, I clamped it hard enough to where it came around the edge there. So we'll see if we can break that loose here. Let's see if I got a putty knife or something I can use. Oh, here's a flat blade screwdriver. There we go. Got it loose. Whew, that's hot still. I'm going to cut it like I did the other one, and we're going to see if it's got voids in it. Cut it right there. See something to hold it with while I'm cutting it. Look at there. I don't see a void one, and that is solid together. I think I found the thing. Okay? That is a full 3/8 inch. How much is that? Yeah. That's a little better, just a little shy of a 1/2 inch thick. HDP. Whoop, hot! Burn the baby. I grabbed it on the fat part. Let's see what to do with my grabber so I can reach down and pick that up. Now maybe we'll put on this glove. Now here's the thick part. Look at that. I don't see any voids. You just have to press it hard enough to make it make it go together. And it was melted enough at 300 degrees. Okay? It didn't come apart and it didn't ooze or it didn't do nothing like that. So, but that is a solid piece of nearly a 1/2 inch HDPE plastic that you could machine and do almost anything with. So now I just have to perfect the way of making it thicker, because this took some time to get this out of the pan and into it. What if I come up with a pan and cut these to fit the size of the pan, and then just bring the whole pan out, put a presser down in it, and press it right in the pan? Yeah. A lot of things to think about. Okay, I think I found my winter project. It's going to be using this HDPE plastic. I'm going to get this barrel cut up into 4-inch strips or something and try and melt them all together and then flatten them out, and then I can use them on my mill over here, the homemade mill. It cuts good with the table saw. Cuts good with a jigsaw. I'm sure it'll cut good with a scroll saw. So this could be a game changer here on the homestead. I've got a bunch of those blue barrels that I don't need to use anymore. When we were at the other homestead, I used a lot of them. I used them as earth boxes, and I would like to show you an earth box, but I think I'm going to do an earth box to do my seeds this year for a planting, and I'll show you that. I'm going to plant a tree seed. So yeah, we'll show you an earth box. But now, as far as other things, this is going to be the new thing that I can use those plastic barrels for. 300 degrees. I let these set as long as I can leave them, and then you pile them into this, and clamped them as tight as I could clamp them. And it's give me a 1/2 inch thick piece of HDPE plastic, rigid HDPE plastic. So now I can make that handle that goes on my tractor, but I'll just have to melt some more of this. Now, if you like this stuff, this homesteading, do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this homesteading stuff every week, sometimes once, sometimes 5 videos. Just depends on what's going on in the homestead that week. Now, if you hit the little bell when you come to the channel, it'll be right up here. It'll notify you when we upload a video. We upload on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Now, with that being said, it's time for me to get on to the next thing.